After dropping its last two games, Buffalo State put itself in quite a hole, needing to win out to have a shot in an ECAC bowl game. On senior day, the Bengals faced a Hartwick team that was currently ranked worst in the Empire 8. Let's take it one game at a time, though.
Hartwick has the ball first, and he gets into Buffalo State territory as John Garcia hits Carl Holmes on a flag route for a 48-yard gain. Mitchell Thomas prevents a score with a shoestring tackle. And then, later on the drive, Thomas picks off Garcia. He sees him staring down Holmes and undercuts the route. On the return, he goes right, but he ends up getting tackled. Buffalo State ball now. Dan Serenase is making his second collegiate start and keeps himself on the option, going out of bounds with a 16-yard gain. The drive ends on a fifth straight run by Serenase on 4th and 1. He goes right, but Matthew Ali takes his legs out. Hartwick ball again. This time Buffalo State forces a 3 and out. On 3rd and 7, Shaq attack. Shaq Frederick sacks Garcia and then celebrates with the captain, Des Howard. Buffalo State falls into a 3rd and 1 situation, but boy do they get more. Rich Pete starts left and cuts right for a 28-yard gain. 2 plays later, they score. Serenase finds Ryan Carney on a 15-yard fade. That looked too easy. Mismatch. Carney gets up and says, "You can't see me." Here's a second look from a different angle. Damn. Huge height advantage. Second quarter, Buffalo State's pass rush is back at it. Garcia, get out of there! Too late, sacked. Offense out now with Kyle Hoppy at quarterback. It doesn't matter who's throwing. Carney, camera. Uh-oh, look out! We should just call it Ryan Ratio. You're going to try to press me? Nah, son. Tiptoes out of bounds, 28-yard gain. In the red zone now, Hoppy dumps it off to Pete, who gets spun around, and uh-oh, Andrew Bashford knocks it loose. They pile up, but Hartwick's Sal Levante ends up with the ball. Later in the second, Anthony Sanders comes from the blind side, and ouch. Bear hug out of nowhere! Garcia is taking a beating. Serenase is back in now. Ryan Ratio is in full effect. He cuts up toward midfield, avoiding a slew of tackles for a 27-yard gain. Later in the drive, 4th and 1, Serenase keeps it on the option and gets laid out. Hartwick tries to get something going before the half. Garcia scans the field, nobody open, tries to run left, can't go there. Ryan Cowell gets the sack. Third quarter, Hoppy back in. He underthrows Billy Joyner and gets picked off by Mignet Cantave. The return is probably one he liked to forget, though. He sees Carney and tries to turn around, but surrenders for a whistle. Momentum on its side, Hartwick gets aggressive. The pocket collapses, forcing Garcia to his left. Ish Hike gets caught napping, and Ricky Giraldo hauls in a 37-yard pass. The drive turns into 3 as Corey Juby hits a 30-yarder, 7-3. Last in the conference, Hartwick has nothing to lose. Onside kick, and they recover. Hartwick goes back to work. Garcia throws a flag to Carl Holmes, and it goes for 30 yards. Marquise Artis gets enough of a hold to bring him down. Now in a 3rd and goal at the 3, Hartwick sends Holmes on a jet sweep, and it works. The Hawks take their first lead, 10-7. Buffalo State's offense wakes up. Time to turn on Carney camera. Mismatch, and he takes it 52 yards to the house. Ryan Ratio. They know it's coming, and yet they still can't stop him. Carney says, "You crazy man." Hartwick tries to respond. Garcia goes deep to Chris Spell, who appears to have a catch, but Ish Height takes it away while on the ground, and they rule it an interception. Buffalo State continues its aggression. Hoppy unleashes the cannon. 3 receiving touchdowns for Carney. It ties the school record. Carney says he's hungry. Feed him more. Hartwick looks to respond, but Buffalo State swarms Garcia. He tries to get away, but Shaq Frederick knocks the ball loose, and Scott Cohen is there to scoop it up. Buffalo State scores next drive too. Single coverage on Mike Doherty? Yes, please. He jukes him out of his shoes for a 27-yard touchdown. 28-10 Buffalo State. Where was this earlier? Hartwick's trying to stay in it. Garcia eyes Holmes on the outside, but Artis isn't fooled this time. He steps in front, picks it off, and returns it 59 yards to the Hartwick 11. A comfortable lead allows Buffalo State to give senior Brandon Alexander his first collegiate carry. He makes it count too as he spins his way into the end zone, 35-10. Nick Anderson intercepts Garcia next possession, so Hartwick turns to Billy Pine. He gets sacked by Andrew Cleveland. Buffalo State wins it 35-10, improving its record to 6-3. With a 4-3 conference record, the Bengals remain in a 3-way tie for third. Next week is the last game of the regular season. They finish at Brockport for the I-90 Bowl with a chance to play in an ECAC bowl game. Next are the interviews.
It's all about, hey, we have one game left to go, and let's close it out. And then it's out of our hands with what goes on, whether we have any postseason play or not. But we just have to worry about what we can control, and that's how we play. Kyle came in and did a fine job, and kind of went with a hot hand, you might say. But he did some good things behind the scenes with some automatics, which was very nice to see. So, we'll take a look at that and evaluate it and see where we go next week. Brian is a very class receiver. He's been showing that all season. When the ball is in the air to Ryan Carney, we got a chance because he's one of those guys. He's, former basketball player, and he goes up and gets the rebound. And he goes up and gets the ball. So, I think the world of Ryan.
It's always about getting comfortable, but it's really just taking advantage of the chances that you get. I didn't really feel like it was tough getting into the game. I just tried to keep myself from the get-go. And Dan did the same thing. We just knew that when we had our number called, we had to go out there and perform. It was a tough game last week, tough couple weeks before that, but just our mentality is, we're a family, and we just know we got to go out there and play and just win every game that we have coming in front of us, and we'll see what happens here.
It seemed like he was half my size. Split that right away, and we did. We just started finishing. We honestly should have had about 28 points in the first half. We got in the red zone a couple times, turned it over, got stopped on fourth down. We just weren't finishing our drives. We came out in the second half and started finishing. Our offensive line was particularly good. So our coach tactical. Awesome. Man, I was just beating them with speed, and then I had a compliment with other defensive linemen. Without them, I probably would have got them. So
we just came out to play, man. We still talk keys, and coach always tell us, man, to go. Great turnovers. Those turnovers are crazy. He's offensive. I love that they look, man. They're vicious. They nasty. They go after. They definitely help us. As far as the coverage, all we gotta do is lock up. They do what they do. They be nasty, and we just win games. Easy. First thing I know, coach. At the beginning of the week, he told me that I was motivated. I was like, all right, cool. I was doing my whole week. I was like,